Hello my friends, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk about what happens when things go to shit. So many people potentially are struggling right now, so many people are finding it hard right now, but the question that I have for you, and this leans into a video I did quite a while ago talking about things that you could, only worry about the things you can actually control, but it also is kind of a focus thing, right? Because as humans, right, we want to constantly look over here, right? At Barry, Bob, Sally, that's not an S, there we go, Sally, so on, right? We want to see what they're doing. We want to keep up with the Joneses, especially if they're Bob as a business owner, you know, he's going to be looking at what we're doing, I'm going to be looking at what he's doing, etc. But the question I have for you is, why don't we just focus on us, right? Why don't we just focus on us? Why don't we just focus on what we're doing and be tunnel visioned? And the analogy I'll use here is, right, I'll quickly draw it, right? So we've got a very badly drawn racetrack, okay? We've got one stick man, another stick man, right? They've both got the same distance to run. Let's call it 100 meters for the sake of conversation, right? 100 meters. Cool. Right, so both got to run 100 meters. This is Bob. We like Bob. Right, Bob is literally, all he's going to do is look this way and run as fast as he possibly can. Okay? But then we've got Jim. Now Jim is going to run a bit. Right? He's going to look over here. See what Bob's doing. See where Bob is. Is Bob close to him? Is Bob noticed to him? Has Bob caught up with him? He's then going to go back to running. Right? He's then going to do the same thing again. Oh my God, is Bob catching up with me? Oh my God, is Bob getting ahead of me? Right? And then he's going to finish the race. Then he's going to do his 100 meters. Right? Now, the question is, who do you personally think is going to finish that race faster, better, freer, etc.? Is it going to be A, Bob, who's just focused on running this way, right? At all costs, I must go forward. I must keep walking forward. Or Jim, who's going to go. This is one of the ways of thinking about what we do in business, right? So let's give a business example. Okay. Let's say things are slow for two people. Okay. So we've got. Let's use Bob and Jim again. We like Bob and Jim. They're both business owners. They're very short legs, very long arms. Okay? Right. So Bob is going to fill his calendar with, I'm going to do a load of stuff related to business. Working on the business. Great. A job comes in. Fantastic. We're making money. Working on the business. Fantastic. All right. Now this isn't the same as doing market research. That's different. We'll come on to that in a minute. But Jim, in the same way as he did in the race, he's going to spend a percentage of his time working on his business, looking at his content, looking at his marketing, looking at his plans, looking at his sales, etc. But then he's going to spend more of his time looking at what Bob's doing, right? And then next day passes. Bob's working hard on his business. Jim is maybe doing a little bit more on his business, a little bit concerned about how much Bob's getting done. All right. Let's go look again. All right, now maybe he gets the deal, does a whole block, all about his business. It's great. But then another day comes, and he's going to do a little bit of business here. But then he's looking back at Bob again. So this comes back to the concept of how much can you get done, right? How much smart work can you do, right? Are you working on marketing? Are you working on systems? Are you working on reaching out to clients, etc., etc., all these lovely things. But who's going to be more efficient? Who's going to get better at serving their clients? Jim, who's constantly looking at Bob and constantly thinking, oh my God, Bob is doing so much better than me. Oh my God, Bob's just gone on holiday. Oh my God, Bob's got a new camera. Oh my God, Bob's got new premises. Oh my God, Bob is scaling. Or Bob, who's just, I do this, 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 I do this. Cool. Across an extended period of time, who's going to have more compound growth? I would personally believe it's maybe Bob. You might think it's Jim. Let me know in the comment section down below. But when it comes to market research, it's very key to give the full picture, right? So again, using our Bob and our Jim analogy, Here we go. Bob and Jim. Great guy, Bob and Jim. There we go. Jim had a little bit of a problem with his legs. There we go. Now Jim's got some legs. Fantastic news, Jim's got some legs. Right, so market research, a little bit different. Jim is constantly looking over here. That's not really market research. What Bob is doing, if he does market research, he's very focused on market research. So he's going to block out a day and he's going to say, right, so now I'm going to spend my time looking down here at Jim, looking over here at Sally, looking over here at Nigel, looking over here at etc., whoever the other businesses are. And then he's going to spend some of this day maybe, or the following day, note taking, understanding what this business, Y business, Z business, A business has done well, what bits does he like, what bit doesn't he like, etc. This is very different to what Jim's doing. What Jim's doing is he's not actually actionable the steps that you could learn from being like Bob, right? So the crux of this video, hopefully, that you can gain from this video, I can't wait to see what we think about Bob and Jim in the comment section down below, is who do you want to be more like? Bob or Jim? I've rubbed them out now, but Bob or Jim? I know personally I try to be more like Bob than Jim. It's natural to look at what others are doing. It's natural to look at social media's highlight reels and go, oh my God, what am I getting wrong? Oh my God, what have I done? Oh my God, I'm not doing what they're doing. But are you counting into consideration the fact that maybe they've got 10 years experience? Maybe they're 20 years older than you? Maybe their family ran a similar business? Maybe they still do run a similar business and they're feeding clients, etc. Right? There's so many things that could be an unfair advantage. The question I have for you to end off this video with is, what's your unfair advantage? Right? Maybe it's not your 10 years in business. Maybe it's not maybe it is your new. Okay, you can have a new approach. Maybe it is the fact that you've come up from nothing and you've built yourself and you now have a skill set and a mindset that's different to everyone else, right? Maybe you are dyslexic, so you think about things differently, right? Etc., right? Consider these things when you're focusing on you and building for the future. That doesn't mean that today is not necessarily, if today is being hard and today is difficult for you, that does not mean that today is going to miraculously become easier. But the question is do you want to have compounding effects on the day, and then the day, and then the day, and the day, so by the time you get over here, it's great, we're all having parties, it's all great fun? Or do you want to be like Jim, where all your days continue to potentially be hard and difficult and challenging, and the same problems that you had 2 years ago, right, you still have here because you're not making any progress, you're not pivoting, you're not adapting, you're not getting your skill sets, you're not able to have this party moment where you celebrate the win. Something to think about. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Thank you ever so much for coming back and joining me once again. I'll be back very, very soon with some brand new content to hopefully share some more insights, some more views, or at minimum, draw some fun shapes on a board. But thank you ever so much for coming back and joining me. If you are new to the channel and would like to not miss the next whiteboard video, next show, etc., then do be subscribed. Thank you ever so much for coming back and joining me, and I'll see you very, very soon.